one of the people who's in the studio with me right now, and we were just talking about Dennis DePaul. Dennis, you are now the head of the board of directors. Well, you're not. You're not even on the board.
Yeah.
You were on the board, and you've gone backwards now. You're now working for the board of directors.
I'm going to do my career backwards from here on out.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because Elise and I were just talking about you last night, and you had this long, very successful career at the University of Vermont.
I did, with lots of gratitude to people there. Yes, I was there 24 years.
And while you were spending 24 years there, you also volunteered at camp.
I did.
And you volunteered on the board of directors.
I did. 16 years, I think, on the board. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for 17 years, and there were some very trying times that we got through, and growing pains more than anything else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then you made a huge decision, and you decided, no, I'm going to be the executive director, which is you're sort of the one who runs the nuts and bolts at the organization. It's not a volunteer position now. You are working for the board of directors, so you've gone backwards a little bit, but you left your career.
I did. I made a decision to leave UVM last fall when I applied. Actually, I was offered the position on Christmas Eve last year. So coming up here on my anniversary of that offer date, which was a big decision for me in some ways. And honestly, when I really thought about what I want the next 10, 15 years, however much career I have left to look like, I decided I wanted it to be closer to my heart. I wanted my career to be closer to my passion work. And you well know I've spent 22 years as a volunteer with camp, and I made the decision to do that full time. It was a good decision for me and for my family.
It's a pretty amazing thing when you can do what your passion is.
Yes. Yeah.
And why have you developed such a passion for camp?
I mean, we talk about the magic of camp. We talk about all of these different things. And I shared this in my interview with the board last year, where, you know, when I think about camp, I think about, you must remember The Wizard of Oz and Dorothy and all of that. And that song in there, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And what I tell people is you can't describe it because it's over the rainbow. And it's hard to describe what's over the rainbow. But for me, that's what Camp TaKumTa is. It's the place over the rainbow, that people are just different. People are joyful and honestly, John, you know this from being there, are coming at everything altruistically and really just looking to create incredible memories of joy for these children and their families, for the siblings, for the parents, for everybody. And that sense of pure altruistic love and the environment that's created as a result of that is unlike anywhere in my life. You know what I mean? Even families can be tumultuous at times.
Oh, absolutely. But I tell people that if you take all the descriptions of what the world is supposed to be like in people's dreams,
right,
it's there.
Yes,
it's there. And the coolest thing to me, isn't that it happens there. It's that all those kids and all those volunteers take that back home with them.
Yes,
and spread it. And you see this all the time, and you're like, wow.
I without a doubt, I'm a better person. I'm a better parent. I'm a better professional because of the time I have spent with these families and these children with this level of wisdom. You know, here they are facing a diagnosis that is so frightening for us as grown-ups. And to these children, it is frightening, but it's different. And they develop this wisdom that I can't describe. And I could sit and talk for hours with our children and with their parents, but with our children in particular, because they kind of make me, every conversation I pause. I'm like, oh my gosh, this kid gets it so much more than I will ever get it. They just understand life in a different way, and the precious nature of every moment we have together, and how incredibly important those moments are.
We were talking earlier this morning about Vivian,
Yes.
And there we actually watched a child from the beginning of the week who was dragged onto that facility kicking and screaming. Oh, she did not.
No.
You all know, if you're a parent, you know what it's like having a teenage girl in the house who doesn't want to do something.
I only had a boy, John, so I don't know.
Like I had 3.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. That was Vivian on day 1.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She just did not want to be there, and that conversation I had with her on day 4, it was a totally different kid, and she was so grateful to be there and to have those experiences. And she only lasted a little bit longer, but boy, it didn't matter to her. That was the moment for her. That place, those feelings that you're talking about, that wisdom, I heard it all from her. And we hear from so many of these kids.
Yeah, and she and her family will be part of camp's family forever. I mean, that's one of the beautiful things about camp is we continue to share stories of the children we've lost. We never lose touch with those memories, and they're always present for us, even if they've gone physically from us.
Sure. Well, Dennis, now that we know that your career is slowly sliding backwards, I really look forward to
I see it as going up. I see it as going up.
I'm looking forward to you taking back the Littlest Boys cabin again.
I will Littlest Boys, maybe not happily.
That's a challenge all into itself.
I'll need Dave Caterino with me. If I'm going there, Dave Cat needs to come with me.
Dennis, thanks for coming in and working the phones all this week. You're one of the core 4 that we have working here all this week. So.
I am. I don't wear a Grinch costume. I know this is radio, but I don't wear a Grinch costume for to work every day for this.
Well, the disturbing part is we said it's pajamas day,
yes.
or I'm sorry, pajamas day. I've gotten yelled at for that.
Oh, geez.
And I see you. I'm picturing you now wearing this around the house every day, and I don't know.
I got to admit, this belongs to my son Dylan, who's off in the Navy now. But I sent him a picture this morning, and he said, "Dad, you better give me credit. You're wearing my costume." I said, "Okay, I'll give you credit, buddy." So
Dylan is working the arresting cables on the USS Ronald Reagan. I would pay him to wear that outfit when the F-35s come slamming onto the deck. I would pay him.
I don't know how that would go.
All right, Dennis, thanks for coming.
He does wear a green vest, so it would blend in.
Yeah, you have to wear those brightly colored coated vests out on the deck. That's cool. Dennis, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, John.
It's cool to send a kid to Camp TaKumTa for Christmas